Hi everyone, how are you doing today? Hope you're all doing well. I'm here for another little bit of a different type of video. I thought, like I did with my bonsai tree, which is sitting right over here, that I would do another repotting because it's that time of year again here in North America where a lot of the plants in my home are in need of some tender loving care, and so this is one of my orchids, and fairly certain it's outgrown the pot that I have it in now. So what I'm going to do is repot it. We'll pull it out of the pot, see what the roots look like, and go from there. One of the reasons why I am thinking that it's going to need repotted is that, as you can see here, like with this leaf, the larger older leaves are starting to turn some yellowing and get some spotting on them. So I want to make sure that the roots are looking healthy. I've had this orchid for 2 years now, and I've never really gotten any decent large scale blooms out of this orchid. So I want to go ahead and repot this orchid and see what the roots look like. So I've gone ahead and ordered some new organic orchid potting mix, as well as I have a new larger pot here. This is just one that I've had in my closet for a while now. I used to have a lemon tree potted in this that no longer lives. So I'm trying to use up what I have so that I don't have to go and purchase other containers. And so I thought this would be a nice pot that it will have for plenty of years that I won't have to worry about repotting. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pull out the roots. I'm probably going to use the majority of the potting mix in the bottom here that's in here now because it's still in pretty good shape by the looks of it. And maybe if I don't make too much of a mess, even though I can already tell the roots are looking a little bit root bound. I'm actually going to go ahead and do this. There we go. Yeah. There we go. now that I have the roots completely broken apart, I found that the roots in the case of this orchid were quite damp and root bound, especially in this upper section here. They were much looser and drier down in the bottom areas, but up in the top sections they were very, very damp because they were so root bound and not being able to dry out appropriately. So what I'm going to do is, you can see there's a lot of new growth in the roots in these white areas. I'm going to definitely keep this roots and all these roots as much as possible. But some of these really damp dark brown roots I'm going to go ahead and trim out, just so that I can have some, just to give it a little bit of a trim so that it can promote some new growth in the roots and allow for some more space. And then also, maybe in case there is a little bit of root rot, which I don't think there is. I don't see any rot in the roots, but that's not saying that it couldn't happen just because of how damp the roots are. So what I'm going to do is, I have my bonsai scissors that are nice and sharp, that I use specifically for trimming, that I'm going to go ahead and use to clean up some of these roots. And I'm not going to take off a whole lot, but I just want to clean up a little bit. I think that's good. Okay. Might be a little bit of rot right there. Okay, so after consulting with one of my gardening experts, Teresa Littlestitcher, hi Teresa, I have decided that I'm going to split this pack of orchids because it does seem like it's a little bit too packed. And as you can see here, I'm really starting to get some roots in the center of the pack. So what I thought I was going to, initially I was going to split it 3 ways, here, here, and here, so that I would have 3 distinct, because it really does seem like there's 3 distinct plants going on here. But she advised that I should probably just split it twice for now, because it's so used to being tightly packed in here, and then next year, if need be, I can split it again. So what it's all gonna go back into this pot here, but splitting it so that it has more room for growth. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna split it here down this more the center, so that we have this root pack and then a larger package here. And then next year, if need be, I can split it here as well. So I think I'm just going to carefully work it with my fingers as best as possible, and breaking the roots apart. There we go, separating the roots as much as possible. If need be, I can pull out my bonsai tools, but I want to try to do this as gently as possible. nice. There we go. 2 packs. Pull that out. That does not look healthy there. Okay. Now we are ready to go ahead and put this into the new pot. So I thought I was going to use some of the mixture that I had from the previous bag or from the previous pot, but I decided to go ahead and just throw that out because this was pretty waterlogged. Just making sure that all these roots look good. And they do. This right here seems pretty root bound, but I think that'll be okay. See, that's that other section I was thinking of right there. I don't know. Okay, so I have my bag of soil here, potting mix. I think we're going to have plenty. Yep. I don't want it too full anyways. Could use a little bit more actually. So now it's just deciding how to get this in here so that it looks nice. And I know typically Orchid mix, they suggest that you soak it first before you use it. I don't like to do that just because it makes it a lot harder to work with. What I like to do is go ahead and repot the entire orchid, and then after I have it organized and in the pot the way I like it, then I will give the plant a nice good soaking. There we go. Now that will take root. Okay, and here is my potted orchid. So that is all that there is to it. Again, I just want to make sure I state that I am an amateur at indoor gardening. So this is how I do my gardening. So if you are looking for expert advice, this is not how I do it, but I wanted to show because I know many of you, many of my viewers and subscribers are very interested in my gardening and how I go about doing it in a limited space because of living in an apartment building and what I'm able to do with the space that I have provided. So please bear that in mind whenever you watch this and take my my expertise into advisement, because it is not expertise, it's just what I am able to do. Again, I was able to, I have lots of friends that guide me and assist me in this, and this is trial and error for me. So here is my finished orchid. So hopefully within a few weeks, the roots will take hold in the new pot, and we will start to see a healthier looking orchid and maybe even some new root shoots. I think what I'm going to do is order a little bit more orchid potting mix just to fill in a little bit higher up on the pot, and we should be good to go. But other than that, that is all I have for you today. So again, I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful week. I will see you on Wednesday for my weekly update. And until then, don't forget to always be creative.